Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, we want to thank all of our fans, our sponsors, our patrons. We appreciate all of your guys' support. Everyone that's bought us a cup of coffee, been greatly appreciated. We've had a rough couple of weeks here in the family, been out of work for a week and a half, coming up on 2 weeks, thanks to our old friend COVID running through us. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time with the usual spiel, so all of you guys that are interested in what's going on with Sin City Living and what we plan on doing in the future with our live streams and upcoming events, please stick around to the end of the video or skip to the end of the video and watch. I will put most of that stuff in the ending spiel, and I will try and update it every week or two with more news. Otherwise, that being said, we're just going to go ahead and jump straight into today's video. So for today's video, we want to go over some of the press moves. Now, we've gone over these in multiple videos, but we know that people aren't going back through all 300 videos of ours to go over them. Although you can do a search for 6 and 8 press moves to get the standard moves that I'm not going to go over in great detail here because that takes up an entire video in and of itself. I just want to go over some of the standard press moves and some alternate press moves that people can do. By the way, thank you everybody for those coffees you guys bought us last month. That was huge for us. I can't even describe how much we appreciate it. Between the illnesses that hit the whole family, twice with me, ended up in the hospital a second time with a stomach virus and losing somewhere around 7 or 8 pounds in about 5-6 hours. Though all those coffees you guys bought us didn't unfortunately go to coffee, and I'm going to Bill's and my son's birthday party, but he had a great time, loved his Baby Yoda birthday cake. So again, thank you everybody. We appreciate it more than we can say. Great help to us. And I do apologize for the lack of videos a few days, just between illnesses and everything else. I was just down. I wasn't able to do it. So let's see. Let's take a look. We're not going to worry about the puck today because we're just dealing with some press moves. So individual press moves, such as the on the 6 and 8, say pressing 1 unit. The pressing 1 unit stuff, pretty easy. Most of the dealers will know some form of take one, leave one, or whatever it may be. Most of them are going to know some form of press move for it. But if they don't, and there are some dealers that never really paid attention in class or ended up forgetting the press moves or just didn't care on trying to learn them, over time, eventually, now those kinds of dealers initially start out kind of weak because, again, they didn't really pay attention. They really weren't trying to learn. They really weren't trying to better themselves. But over time, they're going to learn to be efficient even when they are taking what we call the long way. They'll just leave $6 down there and then stack the rest up. It's doable, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if you get stuck on a press move, that's what we tell people. If you get stuck, go the long way. Doing something is better than doing nothing. Sitting there staring at the bets because you're confused and trying to remember your press move is definitely a far worse option than just doing something. Just go the long way. Build up the bet. It's no big deal. Okay. Now, where you start to see some interesting ones are on dual presses. On the dual presses, of course, there is a move for it. I messed that one up. Let me try that one again. Definitely messed that one up. There's always a move for just about every single press, at least all the standard ones. But once again, there's alternates. You, of course, have the long way. You just give them the $2, build the bet. That's definitely one method. Another method that I have seen is, and it looks smooth. Once you get practiced at it, it looks smooth and looks efficient, is to take the caps and just pick. Just pick and give them the rest. Okay? That's also an option. And that, by the way, is something that you have to do when people will do a dual press, but their bets are not even. Let's look at this. Let's say they have an $18 6 and a $12 8, and the 8 rolls, and they say press my 6 and 8. Well, at this point, that's kind of what you have to do is just pick. And give them the change. Okay? Although there is, again, an alternate to that. It's an alternate to just about everything. If the 8 hits and the player says, press me up, or press a 6 and 8 1 unit. Another thing you can do, give them the cap. There you go. Because you know that the 12 was going to 18. We had 18 here, so just move it over. Then after that, it's just a standard press. You just give them the cap, stack everything up. So there's definitely options there as well. The taking the cap and pick is a common one. It's a popular one that I've seen. You do see the dealers. I see this a lot. The dealers that drop the money down, and then they will try and do the flip to the top thing. And when I see dealers doing that, more than anything else, it's generally very, very weak dealers, and they're doing it not because it's some efficient method, but because they think it looks cool. But that's the only reason. They think it looks cool. So if you have a move and you think it looks cool, I would recommend not doing it, because it doesn't. It just looks, it gives a negative opinion and a negative impression to the other dealers and to the boxes and to the shift supervisors and pit bosses that are watching. So if you have a move that you really, really like just because you think it looks cool, don't do it. Stick with the standard moves, standard bets. Okay. It's also very important to know things like know the change, know the totals. Right? If an 8 rolls and the player throws me in $5 and says, take me to 30, well, it makes it very, very easy for me to know that they have one change. If I just know that's one change because I've dealt it so many times. But if I know that I actually have a total of $26 to work with, I have the 14 this pays plus the 12 here. So I have $26 to work with. They want to go to 30, that means they need $4 more. At that point, I can just give them $1 and set up their bet. Good to go. Another trick that so many dealers forget about. 18 on the 6 or 8 pays $21. Just like 15 on the 5 or 9 pays $21. Say the player says, I want to go to 30. What just kills me is to see someone cut out the $21, they leave 10, now they come, they drop off the 25 to the box, there we go. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and again, if you're stuck on a move, just do that. Just go the long way. It's really not that long, but it does take a fraction of a second that you don't need to waste. But again, it's not horrible. But if I see you do that 20 times in a row, I'm thinking that this is a dealer that just flat out doesn't know what they're doing. Because if you're pressing up to 30, you need a green. You absolutely need a green. Well, it pays 21, so why not pay it 26 for $5? There you go. You've got your 30. You don't have to bring anything to the box. You don't have to make any change afterwards. The same thing applies for the 5 and 9. 15 pays 21. Hey, 9 hits. Oh, take me to 25. Cool. Pays 21, so I'm going to pay 26 for 5. Give them 11 change. There we go. The other thing that we encourage dealers to do is know the change. Know the change for just about every standard press, or know these totals for all of these presses, just in case you ever find yourself sitting box. Find yourself sitting box, and the dealer does some kind of very weird move, or gets themselves confused, and their hands look like a little mini tornado while they're sitting there mixing the chips up like they're shuffling the deck, and then they just hand off some chips to the player and set up the bet. You better know what that change is supposed to have been so you can see what they handed off and make sure it matches. You want to know that. You want to know what that change is. Okay. Here's another common one. Player has $35 on a 5 or 9. 5 hits. They say, take me to 50. It pays 49. A lot of times the dealer's going to say, drop me $1. Drop $1 so that they can just pay the $50, bring the $50 out, and then just swap the bets. Now, if the player doesn't have $1, maybe they're one of those that just always throws their dollars into hardways or center action or something. Of course, you can pay $49 and then just put the green on there and give them everything else. But why not pay $54 for 5? Give them the rest, stack it up, you're done. Why not? Makes it a whole lot easier, a whole lot smoother. A lot of new dealers forget that if you've got money to manipulate, you can overpay. And what I mean by money to manipulate is they say take me to 50, then I already know that I can use part of this bet, that they're going to have extra money. I can use part of this bet. They're receiving some change, so I can use some of this bet to manipulate how I'm paying. Right? Here's a really good example of that. Dual presses on the 6 and 8, and the player says, I want to go to 30 each. I know I need 2 green. It pays $28. I know that I need 2 green. Now there's a couple different ways you can do it. Some people will teach you to pay 52 for an entire bet. You just take this entire bet off. You overpay by 24. Definitely an option. You can also pay 50 for 22 and then size in. There you go. The other thing you can do, I have seen this, is you can pay 55 for 27. That way, you're not giving them a huge stack of 1s or 5s. So I hope you guys find this interesting, illuminating, enlightening, or at least just plain fun or interesting. We thank everybody for watching. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.
Okay, everybody, and as promised, all the usual blah blah that I try and do at the beginning of the video, we're going to go ahead and put near the end of the video. And here we go. So thank you, everybody, for your usual patronage. All of you that are patrons of ours, we very, very much appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who's been buying us a cup of coffee. Love to say it's going to coffee right now, but this month with the entire family out for COVID, it's honestly going to Bill's and probably the kid's birthday in a week. But we definitely appreciate it. We're going to continue working on these live streams. I know you guys have seen some of them popping up. Just got to figure out the look of it, and some of the audio is still giving me issues. But hopefully we'll be getting those live streams and the craps tournaments going as soon as possible. Really just going to depend on scheduling. My schedule changed, Amy's schedule changed, kids' school schedule is fun. So once we figure out exactly how all those schedules are going to work, we'll let everybody know. And otherwise, please continue emailing us with anything you would like to see videoed. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in. We appreciate every single one of you guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye now.